They put this bitch up today. Matter of fact, this is finna get while we recording this. This is finna go up today.
It shouldn't
Uh,
be that long.
it, hey man, happy 713 Day for those of you who celebrate, and for those of y'all that don't know what that is, happy Houston Day. Welcome to the episode of Pay the Soul Boxing. I'm Foreman.
I'm twin.
And boy, we had another good night in New York. 2 good weekends in New York, and another one coming up in 2 weeks. Top Rank Show was Xander getting his belt. We'll talk about that when we get there. But nonetheless, summer boxing has not let us down at all. Yeah, a few failed drug tests or whatever, but the excitement of the fight itself has not been a letdown, my boy. Um, Overall of the card yesterday, scale of 1 to 10, what you give me?
8.5, 8,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
around it.
yeah. I mean, we got excitement. We got
Mm-hmm.
excitement. So I guess from that point, let's get into it. Even for the before we get to the known names of the card, Sasumi, who showed up against the leg replacement opponent, Japanese kid looked doggone good in his opening battle that night. Um, that was a fantastic way to start the card. We didn't know that was the premise for how the night was gonna go. It was turned from this point on for everybody else because following Susumi's KO win, David Morrell got himself in a hot ass pickle with Khabib, bro. The Russian said, yeah, they hit now. Along with that, we did have a failed drug test that was 2 years later reported or whatever. Um, However that goes. But they reported the failed drug test from 2 years ago, but he's taken drug tests all the way through and through since and never failed another one. So I don't even know the point of them even announcing that failed drug test from that time frame. What, like, why?
I don't know. No point.
Yeah, I don't even know. Along with that, Khabib put David Morrell in a little bit of a pickle all night long.
Hey man, I'm gonna just flat out say it. Morrell lost to me. I don't know what the I don't know what the judges was looking at, but he lost.
Because
He
that
got
means you got, and I'm not gonna hold you. You got to show me 6 rounds from Morrell. You got to show me 6, or actually 7. You got to show me that.
not
Show me
show
7 to 3. Show me 7 rounds.
show me 6. You
Yeah,
can go,
yeah,
you can stay
6,
in
7,
6.
however you want to word it, but show it to me though. Show it to me because I don't get me wrong, Morrell's fighting, not taking that from him at all. But show me them rounds because nobody even in Morrell's corner looked like that. They 100% thought that man won their fight. Nobody looked like they did. So somebody's gonna have to pull that back and show me, hey, bro, I see these 6 rounds and that's what it is. I
Mhm.
did not see it. That's me.
Nope.
Even
He,
got
sh-
sat on his ass in the middle of that.
he showed heart, but nah, I can't give him the win. Not
Now,
now.
I didn't either. I didn't either. If you want 90, 95, 94, but 99, 95, 95 for sure, or not 96 in Denver. I just didn't have him winning that fight. That's just what it was. I did not have him winning that fight. Maybe if I watch it again on Monday, and maybe that's what happened. I don't know, but nah, that's not. It's not what I saw there. Not what I saw remotely. All right. Uh, yeah. All right, man. Following David Morrell's fight, another banger of a fight, which we concluded was gonna be our fight of the night, and it showed up exactly how we thought. Now, the winner, that's a little bit more controversial from what we see from whether you're watching it today, yesterday, live, or whatever. And it might change again on another rewatch of that fight. Albert Puello versus Subriel Matías. Matías walks away with Puello's belt. In an exciting, very exciting 12-round fight. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Puello won. I can give it. It was a weird fight for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but it was the first 2 rounds. Puello won. The next 4 rounds, Matías won. And so, however you want to score that back half of the fight is who you felt won that fight. Puello was doing some fantastic counter work punching to me. Um, Who did you think won that fight?
I was okay with the judge's decision. Like you said, I have to rewatch that one.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
and all the cards were close, so it was
Right.
1 round, and it's not like it's not a robbery. Let's move that out of the thought process, just in case anybody thinks that we're discussing that we think it might be a robbery, and I don't think that. I think Puello won to me from the work that he did in the back half, countering, stepping around, and stuff like that. But I do understand wholeheartedly why the judges gave Matías the win
Yeah. I
inside.
thought shit. I think we messaged a little bit during the fight. I thought Puello was gonna fold at one point in the first
It was
6.
shaky. Yeah, round
Yeah.
five, or 5 and 6, it was shaky.
Matías was like he was stalking that boy like Jason or or Freddy or somebody on the horror movies. I'm like, damn.
Say, man, I swear. Hey, what did I say? You said Matías said his name. I said Puello trying to push him off like his breath stank. He was trying, dog. I swear. He was trying. He was trying everything he could to try to get that boy up off of him. But Matías
Hmm.
kept coming. I ain't lying. That boy kept coming. Like, that was rough.
Yep.
That was seriously, seriously rough. Um, but now that that did happen. All right. 140 got shaken up all over again. One of the best divisions that we got in the state of boxing. Now, sideline to that, you got Hitchison arguing with Devin for some reason, who is fighting at 147. Leave that man alone. You got other business to handle with these two cats right here. You can go fight Puello. You can go fight. Well, you can't fight Matías because apparently Matías is going to commit murder against Dalton Smith in November for some reason. Uh, uh, you know, yeah, but he got other work to do. Gary Russell is at 142.
Hmm.
You got other fish to go fry. Worrying about a man who already has his fight in November coming up. There's no need
And
for you to bother that man.
and Gary Russell already he called for that smoke. He wants that.
He called for all of them. There's the one thing we can say about the Russells is they never really run away from nothing. All of them. They run to it,
Mhm.
not from. Um, what else did you see from it? Matías is not. I think this is not a Matías' style showed up exactly from what we knew heading into the fight. I don't think did anything surprise you from Matías as far as like
Uh,
how he fought that fight and how he was able to get the victory.
nope.
Mhm.
No surprises really.
No, I don't think so either. We knew what Puello does, which was he did what he does. Steps around, looks to counter a lot. He does do it well. He had tried to. His downside for Puello to me is him trying to fight Matías on the ropes. That right there is probably what lost him rounds. Even though he was going that way purposely, but because of Matías' style, it looked like he was forcing you to the ropes. And now he gets those extra points for ring generalship
Right.
as it relates to the judges' scorecards and what they're going to give, who they're going to get around to for their scorecards. So that part, I think, you know, he 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 probably messed up there. He probably is looking at back right now like I messed that up. But it ain't like he's in a bad position. He can. Gary Russell can probably go rematch him right now and get that lead back if he wants to. I still watch that. That was an exciting fight. Um, yeah, Teofimo got a belt. He does. Let's. I mean, we here. He has the belt. He has another belt at 140. What is he gonna do? He can't hide forever. Well, who he trying to hide from? I don't know if he trying to get a Tank fight or how that's looking, but Tank probably finna go to. That's another story within itself. Um, so what does 140 look like for you? Who is the do we have since we 140 is looking like 147 at the time, but we don't know who the best or any of the divisions. Who is actually the best of the division?
Nope. They got to get active.
Get
Some of the names got to fight each other and knock each other off the list before I can just crown somebody the best of that division. So nah, I need some more activity out of that as far as the top fighting the top, and then we can see.
yeah, it's a solid 6 to 7 fighters easily solid 6 to 7. Right? You got Tiafimo, you got Richardson, now you got Matías, who is the champ, and then Gary Russell. That's your four. Now Puello is still there, and then you got Arnold Barboza, who is still there at 140.
We
You
got
know,
we got Keyshawn though.
Keyshawn's coming up to 140. So you got some players at 140 that can really make things interesting and get busy with for sure. So
Hmm.
even though he may not be the best of Liam Paro, who took out Matías to give him that loss. There's some players in the
Yep.
middle of this that can make this 140 division extremely exciting. They all of those guys are very rare air with each other right now, which also can bleed into the next division as they all will eventually go up to 147 and make that division another part of the glamour division again. So hopefully we get some time frame into them, get them into some get them to some fights. Even if they don't fight each other, maybe you don't fight that man at 140, but you fight him at 147. That's what I would like to see from them. Yeah.
I hope so. That's what we need. We don't need no more. Let's let it marinate or let's let it all
I
that
think I
stuff.
think I think we're done. I think we're done past the point of marination. I think the fans are now he's still pissing me off with some of the things but with the Riyadh money and stuff like that, I think the fans are over the marinating part. Hey, get to it, bro. Get to it, get active. We here waiting for it. Let's go.
I think it's that, and for whatever reason, it seems like now more than ever, fighters 135 like should I come up? Or
Yeah,
147 might be like I come down. Like it's, now more than ever, it seems like fighters are willing to jump weight classes. So
and I'm cool with that. Man, bring the 70s back. Bring the 70s and 80s. Bring them back. I'm cool with that. If y'all gonna jump. I'm cool with that. Screw it. So
hmm
yeah, I'm willing to see it. I swear you about as childish. I ain't even buy no Puerto Rican hat when I was in Puerto Rico. Look at this fool. The Puerto Rican hat out today. Speaking of Puerto Rico,
I was accepted.
hey, we told y'all that no matter what happens, you can stand in front of that man and throw 1,000 punches and he ain't gonna move. You ain't landing him. Zepeda wasn't walking nothing down. We told you. We told you. One thing we learned last night is Shakur Stevenson is as accurate as he wants to be. The
Mm.
ring is his, and everybody else is nothing but a participant in his show. That is one thing that we understood from last night. Are there any other questions about what Shakur does, what he does not do, what he can or what he cannot do? Are there any questions?
Nah, shouldn't be. I said it. I said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll stand by it. A healthy hand, Shakur Stevenson is the most dangerous man in boxing. And the reason I say that is not because you'll have people point to people that got knockout power and they're called him the most dangerous man. Shakur is the most dangerous man to me because if he wants to engage, he will. If he doesn't, you won't get a lick off of him. And then he can fight from middle, long, and short. He can do whatever he wants to in the ring, whatever style he wants to, he'll be successful at it. So good luck.
That's all I saw. All I saw was Shakur looking at Zepeda while Zepeda was dead in front of him, hands at his mid waist area, the chest, waiting a split second before Zepeda even threw the punch to block it because he knew exactly where his punch was going to go after that point. That is what we call vision. Vision and timing is I see where this punch is getting ready to go before it gets there. All right, I'm ready for. All right, throw it. Bow. Oh, bow. Oh man, I'm finna throw this two when you throw that one down there, and he did it. He did it throughout the whole night. He did it on the ropes. He did it in the middle of the ring. There was literally nothing that Zepeda could do. Even the moment that he rocked Shakur, he did hit Shakur with the punch. Shakur's foot looked like it slipped out from up under him while he was on the ropes. That's what it looked like. It was more so my foot because his foot went forward. It didn't. He wasn't that's what it looked like to me. I could be wrong. Shakur can come back and say, yeah, that was the one that did get me or not. That's cool. But from
No,
what it ain't.
he
But
he said he spoke on it and he was like, I was off balance, and then he was like, if it hurt me, I'd tell y'all. Which, if you go back and watch his stuff, he's realistic in his evaluation. So
you
he was
know what?
like,
That's
nah,
fair
it
because he
wasn't.
told us not to tell you hurt him when he fought him.
Hmm.
He did. That's fine.
But yeah, man. One thing I need people to stop doing. All right, just because a fighter is losing or doesn't look the way you think they should look or fight the way that you think they should fight in the first 3 or 4 rounds, that don't mean shit. Especially if you have a fighter that's versatile and can change their style and go to a different way. Or you can tell with Shakur, like he's filling things out and trying to see what can work, what he can do, or setting different things up. I've seen people on the internet panicking in the first 3 rounds, like, what he doing? He about to lose. He gonna lose my money. Like,
Meanwhile, he
hey
won in the
man,
first rounds.
it's 12 rounds for a reason. You know how many y'all I use y'all favorite again. Y'all know how many fights Floyd would have lost if you cut off the fight of round 4? A
Oh,
lot.
a whole bunch of them.
A lot.
It would have been, yeah, it'd have been a lot of them.
So yeah, that boy got skills, man.
And super skills. You're going to have to show me somebody who I had this conversation earlier about how to necessarily fight somebody like Shakur. I'm fixing my shirt while I'm in here doing this. But how to fight somebody like Shakur is you have to the mindset you have to fight somebody like Shakur is a mindset of you're not going to be successful when you go fight Shakur. Because if you go in that fight thinking I'm going to land to the head like I want or to the body like I want because he's in front of you, you have to throw that out of your head. You got to throw that out. You're going to have to be okay with hitting everything else of Shakur besides the head and besides the perfect part of the body. That is something that listening to, even no matter how much boxing that I've grown up with watching, no matter me learning it myself physically to go fight and learn how to fight. George, Mark Breland, Frank Tate. I had Charlie Shipes. I've had a pleasurable opportunity to talking to Roy Jones. I've had the pleasure opportunity of personally talking to all these men when I were fighting. Like great time, right? They all said the same thing. You punch everywhere until you can get what you want. And then even then, I knew that it's still not something that I was able to comprehend. I can do it now at 30 something years old when I go spar. Cool, right? But at 20, my ego tells me something different. I just gotta land this one in my head. I just gotta land this one in his head. I just gotta land this one in his head. It's not gonna fly. But with Shakur, you have to be okay with missing, and you have to be okay with taking out the elbow, the forearm, the hand, and the hip. You have to be okay with that. Because if you prepare yourself to land in those spots between the shoulder, elbow, forearm, hand, and hip, you can, after you throw your punch, you can block more responsible because you understand what parts you left open when you do those things. But you got to be okay with that going to the fight. The younger fighters, they're not going to get it. And I'm not in the ring with Shakur to tell anybody what to do differently either. I get it. They can easily say, you ain't in the ring with him. No, you are right. However, I see what they're not doing in the fights, and this is what I see that they could do, and that's what they're not doing. What if, but what if Tank lands that big punch, twin?
He won't. He won't. I mean, what if he landed against Lamont Roach? He need to land that first.
That's also a very good point. People always that's the top. That was one of the topics I seen this morning. Oh yeah, if Tank landed that punches. Okay, well he didn't land that punch for 12 rounds against Lamont. So why do we think now that he's gonna land that punch on Shakur?
I don't know.
Me either. Nonetheless, we told y'all that Shakur was like that.
Oh yeah, one more thing. I seen you speak on it. Hey man, stop. If you're gonna evaluate a fighter or speak on how they fight, make sure you take in consideration how they fought before and not just the last fight they fought, because then you messing up shit. Like Shakur always fought the way he fought last night is a version that he fought. Watch Oscar Valdez, watch Jamel Herring. Like he fought like that all the time. It was when his hand was hurt is when he switched up his style, and then that's when y'all start saying he was running, he was scary, and all this and that. But when he had a healthy hand last night, what did you see? The same way he beat on Oscar Valdez and Herring, he beat on. It's the same
Cheers.
thing. So yeah, like man, all that Tom and Jerry crap y'all put on that man, like man, hey, get that man his props.
That's all. Watch all of the fights. Watch the fighters' development. And always have you have fighters' development in your memory when you watching these guys. You won't say stupid shit on the internet like, "Oh, he's a runner. He's a track star. We need a no running rule." Chop dumbasses up. Stupid ass. Yeah.
In the ring playing.
Exactly. That's all. Exactly. Speaking of KO percentages, this is why watching the fights of a fighter is important. Here, I'm gonna put my finger in y'all head face, even though he's a bum, and both of them were necessarily is a battle of the mids last night. Edgar, goddamn Berlanga. This is. Let me tell you something. That was a battle of mids, but Hamzah Sheeraz, I thank you. Hey, I wanted you to win. I did. I didn't have a lot of faith in you, but damn it, shout out to Andy Lee. That's the story. Andy Lee is the story here. Hamza Shiraz came out initially in that first round. He was fighting like a praying mantis. I didn't understand initially, but he was trying to gauge himself, rightfully so. He's the taller fighter, stand up tall. He was holding his hands out like Andy Lee, just like a British fighter was. I'm not mad at that. Round three, I think, is when his hands started to settle down, and then the jab started getting there a lot better on Berlanga. Berlanga felt like he couldn't really get nowhere. And then all of a sudden, rounds 4, 5, here we are. Edgar Berlanga is on the canvas. Shout out to the King of New York, Hamza Sheeraz, for doing us all a favor. All jokes aside, though, that fight to me was a battle of B class fighters for sure. Which again, I think I said this before. The same thing when two watch fighters get together makes for a good fight. Battle of B class fighters got together, and it turned out to be a very good. It turned out to be an exciting fight, especially at the end when Hamza got Berlanga down the first time, and then the two times after that, right afterwards. Um, Shocked is not even the word of how that fight ended. I, I'm still perplexed by how that fight ended. Still perplexed.
Nope. That's why I said I didn't think the fight would be good. I think the ending would be good. And that's exactly why. Because I knew either one, Berlanga was gonna try to knock him out and be successful, or two, he was gonna go in there and try to knock him out and get knocked out. And he didn't necessarily try to knock him out.
He
His
did open
defense
up
say,
wide though, but he opened up
yeah,
wide.
he did. So yeah, that's how it happened. Like I knew his defense not good enough, and he tried to lead with his offense. He had so many knockouts starting off, so why wouldn't you? I guess. and he thought that was the
Well,
way to go.
that's
But
and Top Rank did their job in promoting that, but they said, "Oh, rightfully so. Okay, let's put you in there with a real journeyman. We got the record, 16 straight KO, first round. Cool. Now let's get you developed. You get him in that first journeyman, he struggles a little bit. Okay, well, we'll just throw him in there with another vet, and maybe he'll be better, and he does not. And this is where knowing a fighter's history and where they came from matters here at this point. You don't get dropped from any promotional companies after being undefeated the way he was. They can say, oh, the contract wasn't renewed, blah, 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 and all of that. Nah, brother, they saw what they saw enough. A company like Top Rank, who's been in business since the 70s, uh, knows how to evaluate fighters. They have raised matchmakers and developers. They understand what these fighters are and what these fighters can be. You, if they let somebody go, you have to understand maybe every now and then they lose out on one. In particular, in other history, Bam Rodriguez. Okay, cool. He fought on top ranked cards before, and he just did not get signed to top rank. But he goes to Matchroom, and Eddie Hearn and them are like, yeah, hell yeah, let's go ahead and take that. Very rare air in case where that can happen. Very rare. Oh, we just missed out on this guy. That's what that was. And that's cool. But with Berlanga, wasn't a miss.
hey,
That was
man,
my loss.
you have to be careful. Well, you don't have you can do what you want, but fighters got to be careful, man. It was all fun and games when Caleb Plant lost. It's a difference between when it's fair game if a boxer fights a F class opponent like Berlanga did his last fight. The dude that just got out of jail. There's
I
an F
can't even
class.
call that F class because Buddy ain't even got his bearings back. Respectfully to him, he didn't
I
do nothing
mean,
wrong.
right,
Respectfully to him, he just had not got himself back from fully. I think he had like a fight or two prior to that, but that's 10 years of his life that he had missed out on from training.
right.
So that
So
that me saying not a class guy that's not disrespectful to him, not trying to be at all. Because I respect every fighter that has the ability to get in that ring. It's just the fact that 10 years of his life gone and then he gets somebody like Berlanga is a whole different ballgame, bro.
right. So it's a difference between getting there with somebody in that circumstance versus a good to decent fighter. So Caleb Plant lost to a good to decent fighter. Then Berlanga, you get in there with a good to decent fighter last night, and you get knocked out.
And we've seen Berlanga get knocked down with the okay to mid. Nah, I can't even say mid. Okay to trash fighter. Oh, I hate to say that. To the okay journeyman. Let me say that.
You know.
From the level you're supposed to be at, we've seen you get put down by these guys.
So yeah, man. Like I said, it's all fun and games when Caleb Plant lost, but
Better,
now
better,
what? Y'all want to make that? You want to make that fight with Plant now?
better ain't so funny no more. Now, here, a very rare chance, another rare chance for the 70s and 80s to come back. They both lost. They both can fight each other at the end of the year. You're not going to get another repeat with Hamzah Sheeraz. I think Caleb Plant does have that rematch. I don't know if he can activate it, but I don't think he did yet. I don't know. I'm going to have to look back for the news of that. If he did,
Mhm.
awesome. If he did not, then if I'm him, I shoot straight to Berlanga. Cash that out. Cash out that check with Berlanga. Let both of them who goes on to keep themselves going or who goes on to go home. And I think that's a perfect way uh to do that to me.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. But watching, I haven't met him. I don't know him. But watching Caleb Plant, how he moves, he probably want his lick back. So he probably is.
Yeah,
He probably gonna
yeah,
activate the
absolutely.
rematch.
First off, Caleb, we know you want your lick back. Not we know you, big dog, and we respect you wholeheartedly. So we know for a fact you want your lick back. Not taking that like nothing. We know that, bro. However, I'm just saying, while you gonna want your lick back, I say go punch on Berlanga real quick and then come back and get your lick back. That's what I say. That me. I'm not telling you how to fight, who to fight, when to fight, or whatever. I'm just saying Go cash that check on that boy, and then go since you now know how not to fight the buddy you just lost to, you go ahead and fight the Berlanga, and get it out of the way. Sincerely, a fan. I'm a fan of the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. With that being said, shout out to the Ring for getting their cards exciting from the last time they were in New York. Shout out to them for getting that, for getting that, for getting the excitement to the fans. That turned into a fantastic card last night. Really am proud of that. I really am. So with that being said, what is this? We got the 19th coming up and all of this weekend. We got Bam Cafu coming up this weekend. We got Diego Pacheco. So y'all stay tuned. We'll end up chopping it up with the recap we'll get ready to break down those fights. We'll record here probably Tuesday, Wednesday? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll record that and get y'all ready for the fights up here in Frisco, Texas at the Star Stadium. Nonetheless, if Matchroom sends out their credentials, I'll be there. Nobody has gotten theirs yet. I asked around to a bunch of people in major bigger platforms, and they was like, nah, they still ain't sent them out yet. So, hey, we don't even know. So if they do send me my credentials, great. We're there. I'm in the media role. We're going to call it a day. If not, I'm there regardless. I'm going to that fight. I'm going to see Bam. Homeboy, I'm there to see Bam and Pacheco. Simple as that. Any words you got, my boy?
Y'all stay safe.
Yeah, I heard it, man. Happy 7-1-3 day. H-time, stay down. That's pretty much it. That's all I got. Cool.